Go ahead and quickly summarize the Vargas Entrada of 1694, and then I was going to talk about the Cuyamungue Pueblo. So just today, January 10th, 1694, Saturday, the Vargas Entrada is going to reach Conejos County, Colorado, and they're going to hunt 80 buffalo. Just crossed the Rio Grande, just left Castilla County, went into Conejos County. This is day 11 of the Vargas Entrada. What happened the first 10 days? Well, the very first day, there was a massacre. They killed 11 Cuyamungue Pueblo natives. They don't say why or what was going on. They were fighters. They killed 11 Cuyamungue Pueblo natives, and then they took a nap on the bank of the river or something. Day 2 and day 3, they're just going to go through San Lazaro and San Cristobal Pueblos, and then they're going to go to the Piqueras Pueblo. And I don't know, they didn't talk about stealing the corn or killing anybody in any of those. Day 4, the Entrada reaches Taos. There's some Apaches around. Don Juan de Ye goes to spend the night with Governor Pacheco, the Taos Pueblo, but Don Diego de Vargas is going to take his gun and his shield and his cloak and his spurs and his mule away, I guess, to give him no chance whatsoever at survival. Day 5, this is July 4th, 1694. You had 100 Spaniards who took Taos Pueblo. They're going to sack Taos Pueblo. Don Juan de Ye does not return by 1 p.m., and so with a crowbar, Vargas and company start stealing the corn cobs from Taos Pueblo. Day 6, they're still stealing corn. It's taking a long time to cart it, to shuck it. They do some recon by moonlight. Taos natives and Apache del Hacho follows de Vargas in the mountains with smoke signals. Day 7, realizing, going back to the Piqueras Trail, Santa Fe, going back the way that they came, the Piqueras Trail to Santa Fe, this is impossible. And so Vargas, he's getting nervous. They just stole the corn from the Taos Pueblo. You got all these Apaches and Taos Puebloans. He said that they had more numbers, so there's about 100 Spaniards and, thousands of Native Americans. But he's like, okay, because the elders are telling him about a safer path. If they just take the land of the Yutas, then, they'll get back safe and sound with no problem. Day 8, left at 1 a.m., 2 leagues to Arroyo Hondo. Spaniards could escape because of the ruggedness of the terrain. There's going to be another battle. So on day 8, right, we hadn't talked about killing, except for that first day, and then 6 days, no killing, but then day 8, there's some more killing. They kill 5 Native Americans, and then they're going to capture and kill the 2 that they captured later on. So a total of 7 Native Americans are going to die. 7 Apache or Taos Puebloans. The 2 that they had captured were tortured, and they had told Vargas that Chief Pacheco had 30 spies, and he planned an ambush of 80 against the Spanish Fray Alpuente and Antonio Giorgi. Were ordered to execute the 2 men. Then day number 9, Colorado day number 10, they reached the Rio Grande. Day number 11, crossed the Rio Grande, and then they went buffalo hunting. So far, has it been totally bloody, right? I guess, I'm just going to say only 11. But then that supermarket, there's that's a mass shooting, right? That's a major mass shooting. And so the total amount of dead was, 7 plus 11, 18. It was 2 days of killing. So out of the 11 days, 9 days were without bloodshed, were without murder. So 9 days were good days. Now I want to talk about some of the Cuyamungue Pueblo. The Cuyamungue Pueblo was built in 1300 A.D. 1300 A.D. So how long has the Cowabunga, the Cuyamungue Pueblo been around? Oh, I don't know, about 721 years. Oh, they've only been around 721 years. In the 1600s, apparently the population was around 500. And apparently they almost got exterminated in 1696, but apparently they left instead. That's what we're told. That's what we're told. Fast forward to today, the population of Cuyamungue Pueblo is 469. In the year 2010, 2% are Native, so what happened to the Native Americans? But then look at these other numbers. 61% say that they're white, and then 83% say that they're Latino. So I guess being Latino transcends race. Being Latino transcends being white or brown. Alfonso Real de Aguilar failed and went elsewhere. Let's see, Captain Alfonso Real de Aguilar made a petition to take the land of the Cuyamungue Pueblo. The Cuyamungue Pueblo, they spoke Tiwa. The Cuyamungue Pueblo, they speak Tiwa, T-E-W-A. The Cowabunga natives. It might be easier just to call them the Cowabunga natives. So they raise corn, beans, squash, and turkey. So why would they sack them? Because they were raising turkey and beans and corn and squash. And so the population was about 500 in 1600s. It's about 500 today. And with that 83% Latino number, I bet you there's a lot of brown Native Americans that are still living in Cowabunga Pueblo, but they just don't know it today. Today, they think they're Latino. Which they could be, but they're also Native American. So you had Alfonso Real de Aguilar in 1699. He petitioned the governor Don Pedro Rodriguez Cubero for 6 fanegas of maize planting land. And then he got the land, but that wasn't good enough. He made another petition in 1704, 5 years later, to Governor Juan Paz Hurtado, asking him to recognize the said 6 fanegas of corn planting land, including the pastures, water, woods, and watering places at Cuyamungue, which are granted to him by Cubero. After stealing the land and the water and the trees, Alfonso Real de Aguilar is going to fail, and then he's going to go somewhere else. So all that bloodshed, all that, stealing and taking away, and it still didn't fucking work. Now you got to be a farmer. Now you got to actually plant the stuff. So, instead of just stealing other people's stuff, you got to, make sure you produce it for yourself. And apparently when it comes to producing their own stuff, the Spanish couldn't do it. They could not produce stuff for themselves. They had to steal other people's stuff. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. There's a summary.